G'day guys and welcome back to Dog Shadow Gaming, the channel where we live to game and game to live. As always, I'm Belth and today we're looking at episode 2 in our Boris Todbringer Elector Count of Meddenland campaign. Now, where we left off in episode 1 was we had just caught Khazrak and we pretty much annihilated him. However, the little tricky bugger managed to get away somewhat, and so now we're kind of chasing him around the map. What we kind of want to do is we've just trespassed into Northern without a treaty with them. This is going to make it harder to confederate him, and we really do need to confederate him if we can. You need it as quickly as you can. So likelihood is low right now, and that is because, yeah, recent events involving Nordland minus 35, trespassing with Northern minus 15. So it's not helping us at all. We do need to get rid of Khazrak though. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come out of this, and we're going to go down. We're going to come back to here. Now, the reason for that is I don't want to get double teamed here. Yes, he's fairly low, but we also have fairly decent units here. So I'm not interested in getting double teamed, especially while I'm fairly low as well. One of the other things we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to get rid of these guys. They're 224 gold a piece, and they're just not necessary at the moment. We're going to pull back to Meddenland a little bit. We've got Westman building here, and as soon as it's built, we will move our training field here over to here to give Westman a little bit more defense. It does need it, to be honest with you. Now, yeah, it needs it. So we will be doing that. Now, the other one here is I kind of want to keep the 2 Knights of the White Wolf here. However, we could be supporting for the amount of money they cost, and they are awesome. For the amount of money they cost, we could potentially be putting, what, 1, 2, 3 units of swordsmen in here for 1 unit of Knights of the White Wolf. Now, they are great units, but they're not that great. So what I'm thinking is we might remove 1 of them. We just have the 2 units, 1 of the Empire Knights and 1 of the Knights of the White Wolf. These guys, I mean, they've got armor. They're 105. This is 120 without it. They have slightly better leadership. Speed is a little bit less. Melee attack is considerably more. Defense is a little bit less, but they also do weapon strength plus. So, okay. They do considerably more damage, and they armor pen. Charge bonus is better with these guys. Oh, we could probably just get rid of the Empire Knight. That'll give us 304, which gives us 2 more swords for the same price. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of them as well. We're going to pull back into Midland here. And we're going to get a couple more swordsmen. And this also puts us back up to 802. So we've gotten rid of 2 expensive units. We've actually freed up 500 gold back into our coffers, which is something that we do need at the moment early on while we're trying to build up. I'm going to be just moving. Actually, I won't move to Midland. What I'll actually do is I'll move down the map to Westman to bolster these 2, because they're at danger as long as Khazrak is on the map. Yeah. We are now, however, a lot weaker than we were until we get this replan happening. So we do need to sort of stay away, but buffing this. Westman's actually the least defended because Karenberg has the guardhouse here. Karaberg. It also has its own special map. It's got one of the GCCM maps in it, so it is actually quite defensible, this particular town. So it is stronger at the point. So Westman's our sort of weak link at the moment. So if we hit down there, we will, yeah, we'll head down here and we'll try and recruit on the way. Even once this is finished building, it's still weaker than these guys. So let's end the turn there. Now, what's something I want to do, guys, is I'm probably gonna, because there's going to be a lot of cat and mouse chasing through this sort of this particular episode. It's going to be a lot of cat and mouse chasing. We're gonna chasing these guys all over the map. I don't want to trespass too much on Marienburg at the moment because we do want to try and get alliances and confederate. And same for Nordland. So we're just going to sort of sit, and it's not going to be huge amounts of battles this particular episode. So I do apologize. What I will do is I'll cut out the turn timer so it's not quite as grueling to watch. So I won't be talking through them. I'll just cut them out. So we'll go from when I start the turn timer, and then we'll jump straight into the next action phase. Okay, so the number of beastmen has grown in recent years. Deep in the forest of the old world are hidden caves and secluded desert regions. They are waiting for their time to come. Will the tribes leave their homes to plague and destroy the civilizations of men, dwarves, and elves? Choosing yes will enable beastmen invasion in the mid and late games. This will make the game easier if you play chaos or beastmen. I'm going to say no, guys, and the reason I'm going to say no is because I actually want the campaign to head towards the north, and eventually I want to go here and take Albion and use this as a staging area for doing raids against the Northmen. And actually want to go and fight the Dark Elves, because that's something you rarely get to do with the Empire. There's no Empire factions up this whole corner of the map. And so Boris Todbringer being where he is, I really want to be able to make a little island fortress here and then smash in and really have some great battles against the Dark Elves, which is something you don't get to do until extremely late game with the Empire normally. So that's why I want to make it a bit different. I think it'll be a bit more fun. So what we're not going to do is we're going to try and get as many alliances as we can around us to protect our lands. I really just want to, sort of mid to late game, I just want to drop one unit or have one fairly cheapish to okay army sitting here in Meddenland and just defending our borders as much as possible while we take Boris. You know, basically Boris is going to sit in here, raid into the Northmen, raid into the Dark Elves, and we'll start killing out the Dark Elves as best we can. So that's the plan at this stage. So if you're wondering, okay, so why not have the Beastmen raids? It's a little bit more Boris Todbringer, Kazrak sort of centered. Yes, but it's not exactly a thrilling game of just chasing Beastmen around your lands constantly, having them just come in and wreck Karaberg and Westman constantly, because their stacks get so high that there's nothing you can do to defend these properly, and so you're constantly coming back and having to replan them. It's a bit of a pain in the bum and not exactly exciting to watch. So we're going to get rid of this in 2 turns.
Yes, my lord.
So he's over here somewhere. What we want to do here is come down.
To battle.
And defend in here. That's what we want to do for now. Now what we can do is, while we're waiting, we can recruit. Now that we've freed up a little bit of cash, we can either wait and let the cash sort of keep going up and then get the upgrades that we want, which I think we will do. If we're sitting in Westmont, we'll have our troops plus what's in there, which is pretty much should equal out to, yeah, we'll equal out to a 20 stack. So that's, you know, that's pretty good. So we don't need to recruit just yet. We'll wait. Keep the money, keep the extra 300 gold coming in, and get the upgrades. Now, it will be a little bit boring, and I do apologize, guys.
To the provinces. Onwards. So.
Okay, so here we are back again. We're sitting in Westmond. We're back up to a K per turn, which is a lot better and a lot healthier. And this will allow us to start upgrading these two, because really before we start heading north, we need to defend these guys. And there's all sorts of shit that can happen. You know, Nordland can come down here and attack Marienburg, which means then they're my defensive allies, so then they're going to attack Karaberg. So I really need to get this one up and defensible, because it is really important, both from a growth perspective plus 50% profit wide, which is you just can't get that anywhere else. Income is 150, so that's really good. And then we're going to get those great swords in here to help defend the settlement. This one has its own particular settlement battles. It actually has a GCCM map on it, which is kind of like a town with 3 entrances to it. It's a really cool little map. Deep sort of, it's like this real cool Draken Wall map, and it's excellent, but you need the troops to be able to defend it. And you need stuff that, it basically gives you 3 choke points. So you need stuff that can just sit there and tank through lots of troops, melee troops. So having the 2 Karaberg greatswords will really help that. You could also get the Knights of the Black Panther, Knights Panther, I should say, Knights Panther. Chapter house there, which we will eventually, once this has done its job and given us all the growth we need, that'll eventually come in there as well. That will make it extremely defended, because you'll have it gives 2 units of great swords of Karaberg, and if you put the other one, you give 2 units of Panther, which are anti-large cavalry, but very expensive at this point, so we don't necessarily want that anti-large cavalry right now. We've got 2 cavalry sitting in with the Knights of the White Wolf, and they're already expensive enough, and that's enough for now. That'll give us left and right flanking abilities to take out archers, to take out anything, and these guys are really, really tanky for knights, basically. So we don't need any knights yet. However, some more infantry in our front line would be quite nice. So let's just sit here for a turn or 2 and get up the cash that we need. We're also defending because Kazrak is around here somewhere, right? And he's got 2 herds, and they'll be rebuilding. Now, this Middenheim is fairly well defended, so I mean, it can pretty much withstand, you know, even if 2 herds hit it early on, he can fight it off. But this guy and this guy is the least defended, so we're going to sit here. So let's turn the turn time again. As I said, I'm going to cut all the turn times out so that it's not just a completely boring episode where we just sit. It is a little bit early on with Meddenland. You kind of are fighting it out with Kazrak. If you end up going too much into Marienburg, you'll get massive debuffs from Marienburg, and then you'll end up in a war with them. If you go up in Nordland, you pretty much destroy any chance of confederating him, and you do really want to confederate him, because once you take these 2, you then have access to taking on the north, which is a lot more fun. Also sitting here, we are defending in case the Brass Keep decides to come out. The campaign tends to pick up a little bit more after about turn. Okay, and here we go. So,
The Empire.
right, we can now throw this in here, which is what we've been wanting to do for a bit, and we can also upgrade to here, which will give us a little bit more, another 50 income, gives us a little bit more trading, 30 logs, which will give us a little bit more, and recruitment cost and recruitment rank for spearmen and crossbowmen, which is nice as well. So, well worth doing both. Yep, so we'll do both of those. We've got that going. Level 3. Okay. And still waiting on population surplus for these guys, so that's okay. And we're still sitting here on... Yep. Cool. Rightio, let's have a quick look. Improving. Relations with Northern are improving, which is cool. Improving with Marienburg. Improving with Hochland, which is great. Improving with Reichland. So we just need them to keep all improving, which is fine. As long as they keep improving, we're okay. So... Okay. Here we are again. Right. Nothing much has changed. We just... Yeah, we can go up here. We can bring this one down now. So I'm getting rid of this one here, guys, because there are better things we can put in here. For one, we are getting public order, which is great, but as soon as we jump out and we start going north or anywhere around, we're going to get that public order penalty again. So what we really want to do here is get an early jump on our public order and get that up going quickly, which will really, really help to stabilize the whole region a little bit. These guys are coming along nicely, so we're going to get rid of that, but then we're going to get the public order increase there, and we're going to increase both of these guys as well to give them more defense. As I said, I'm going to be cutting out all of the turn times to make it a little bit quicker, so if it looks like I'm sort of jumping between, that's why. It is a bit boring. This early sort of stage of the game is really just consolidating and building. It's just like the Empire, where the Empire's a little bit different. You know, you sort of fight the secessionists, you sort of get your fort, and then you turtle for a little bit. You know, you might be just hitting Skarsnik here repeatedly and then using that as a bit of a growth thing. He doesn't really have that. I mean, you can kind of hit the keep here, but by doing so, you're going to be going into here. The problem with hitting the keep here is Kazrak is somewhere here. It actually looks like he must be up here in Nordland. So you kind of, yeah, because he's getting chaos corruption pretty badly by the looks of it. So yeah. So they're up there for the most part. I don't think he's not getting any. So I would say Kazrak is up here with the chaos corruption we're seeing. He's up in there. But as soon as I leave these two, they'll come down here and take it out. That's generally what they want to do. So I can come up here and start farming the Brass Keep a little bit. However, I need the gold that I'm getting from having a lot less units at this point. I can't get back... I can't recruit the Knights of the White Wolf, even though it's 800 gold for me. I can't recruit them until top tier, so you don't want to leave, you can't get rid of those guys, right? These guys actually might be worth getting rid of because we're going to have second tier on this. The problem is that we'll have second tier, which means we can get spearmen with shields, which are a bit better defensively, not hugely better. The cash, though, that'll cost me to replenish them isn't worth spending at this point. We really want to get these guys at least to level 3, so that we have access to start putting in other things here. Also, we want level 3 for our rally field to give even more strength to this. And we want level 3 for income, which gives us a big boost to casual replenishment rate and growth. And if we can get level 3 in here, that will help significantly with protecting Karenberg from all. Between those two at level 3, it's pretty tanky. It'll take a full 20 stack to take, and even then you've still got a chance of beating them off, especially if you get the Karenberg great swords in there, as we've talked about. So essentially my next part here is sit here for maybe a turn or two more, then move into the Brass Keep and pillage it for a little bit, trying to avoid pissing Hochland off as much as we can, because we want to confederate them as well. And yeah, pretty much we want to make sure that, by the way, I am playing this on very hard battles, which is the highest level you can get on Steel Faith Overhaul, and very hard campaign. The only reason I don't play Legendary is because I want to be able to save it so that I can cut this up into episodes for you guys. So this is improving, which is really good. We kind of needed to get it to about 100 to get military access. We need at least military access so that we don't keep pissing him off by going up north, because we do want to head north. Kazrak will eventually get dealt with, and then really you want to head north and start taking it to Wulfric the Wanderer, because he will be the next one that'll come down. Wulfric will start hitting, and you'll deal with Kazrak, and then you'll have Wulfric come down here, and he'll be wanting to take out Westman and Karenberg. This is really your weak area, so you have to do what you can to protect it as quickly as you can. Otherwise, you're sort of stuck in here the whole time. All right, so let's move on, and I'll catch you after the next turn timer. Okay, defeat a force belonging to any of the following enemies of Hochland. The Brass Legion, turns clear 11. Declare age plus 10 with Hochland. Treasury plus 500 would be nice. We strike a blow against enemies of our potential allies in battle. They will be more open to our request. Do this, break the allies' foe, and they will see the Emperor as a force for good. Cool, alright. We've got 11 turns to get up there and have a go at him. He's not exactly building, which is cool. All right, now we've got two things we can do here. We can actually upgrade our main line castle, which is fairly significant. However, that is not our weak point, as I have said multiple times. Karaberg is the one I need to get up going as quickly as possible, because this will give us this one, which is huge, and it will allow us to go up to here if we want to as well. Which really doesn't give you any extra public order, so it's just a straight upgrade. So that one we really want to do as well. That will hopefully, and then we can put the Karaberg Greatswords in there, and that will hopefully give it, well, it'll give it as much of a defense as I can give it, possibly give it. In the meantime, what I really want to do here is pop that one in there, so that'll be next to keep our public. We are up 9, but as soon as we step out, it won't be any more. So we're going to save that. We are going to ignore this one here. So Knights of the White Wolf Chapter House. Does give a public order, weapon strength for all cavalry units, which is good. Siege hold time +3. Melee attack +3. Own armies and province unit. Unit capacity +2. Order on Knights of the Wolf. Provision 2 Knights of the White Wolf. Unlocks Knights of the White Wolf, recruitable blacksmith. And Black Empire Knights requires blacksmith. So it does sort of give you that, but I can get Empire Knights somewhere else, and this one up here is really what you're going to be spending your money on. So, I mean, it's only 5k. This one's 15, but that's really sort of where you want to go. We'll potentially get it, but I think more important is actually this one here. So this one gives you Wolfkin, and you get Warrior Priests, and then you will get Knights of the White Wolf anyway, and Tudigan Guard and your Witch Hunter. So you kind of want that, and you can use that one as a top end later on. But this one you kind of want. So I want to get this. It also gives public order, which is great. It gives you access to those Warrior Priests of Ulrich, which are a little bit different than the Sigmarite Priests. And Untainted +6 region wide. So that's really important for later on as we get more Chaos Corruption. Upkeep -7 for Empire Knights and Order Knights. So our Knights of the White Wolf are then costing us less. With the 3% we're getting from this one for cavalry units, that gives us a 10% discount to all of our Empire Knights, which will be important. It'll be significant later on. We're all good here. We're getting trade and income from trade and growth, so we're going to stick to that for now. Yeah, so the two that we want for Meddenland. First up, we will get the tap room. So, because then, oh, hang on, we've already got Huntsman. Yeah, tap room, because that will help us to get some public order happening and decrease how many times we have to come back here. And then second, it'll give us upkeep for all units as well, which makes things a lot cheaper. And then we'll go from there into these guys. That is an income burner, and so is this one, unfortunately. So we're losing 10% of our income, but we'll get it back by other means. That's cool. And then we're going to move up to here. So Karaberg is growing, and we're down 8 on 3, so we'll back up pretty quickly shortly. Yeah. So let's skip through. Okay, and let's see what we got here. We can now finally get this. I'm gonna go for that upkeep, try and increase our, this seems to, I mean, it is mostly the issue is just cash early on. You are sort of struggling with cash because of having those 2 knights. How are we going with our neighbors here? Getting better. Stagnating. Not necessarily getting better, but not getting worse. Hochland is improving very slowly. Empire is getting worse again. I don't know what this hero actions against Reichland, which is still sitting there for some reason. Should have disappeared by now, but there are no hero actions against Reichland. That I can tell, I just have no idea. I suppose that represents the constant sort of battle between Boris Todbringer and the Emperor. I mean, he does come to see him for a great leader later on. Right, so we've got that in there now. The next one we're going to go level 3 with Westmond, and that'll give us level 3 for this. And now we have level 3 for both of these. So level 3 on here is probably a good one too. Okay.
Raise Sigma.
Slowly building up here. Might be worth going and attacking the brass key. We'll get something out of it. But let's have a look at what's the units in there. It's got a considerable force of units in there.
So.
Can we do here? Azrak is still around. He's still somewhere. These guys are pretty safe now. Both of these are fairly tough. He's just sitting out there ready to come and attack us. So we'll do one more turn. See where we end up.
To strengthen the Empire. It is for the best.
The Skaven are numerous and nearly everywhere. Their massive underground empire stretches from the plains of the east to the lush jungles of the west, from the southlands to the southern lands to the ice-capped mountains of the north. Only Ulthuan, protected by magic, powerful magic, is safe from their tunnels, their underbelly. There are Skaven the Skaven live their rapid and violent lives, always scheming for the world. Domination. Many of the bigger cities host a Skaven lair, representing an icon, which spreads a limited amount of Skaven corruption throughout the region. In addition, the presence of the Skaven lair can lead to the incidents and dilemmas related to the activities of the Skaven, ranging from simple food theft to full-scale raids, as the Skaven player uses the Skaven lairs to weaken their opponents as the enemy of the Skaven guard use sewers well and prepare for the menace below. Cool. Okay, construction completed on Meddenland there. The Skaven lairs, war with the Brass Legion for Ostgard, so they're all attacking those guys, which is cool. We've just upped our units a little bit. We're at 803 now. I'm going to keep going until we have...
to strengthen the Empire.
What do we want here? Missile damage 16. They are very cheap, so we're going to get one of those. And we'll turn there. All right.
I will marshal the bed.
Level 2 on both of those, which is fine. We need to get that to level 3. And now we have access to the Karrenberg Greatsword, so we can pop that into Karrenberg when we are ready. In the meantime, our army's getting pretty good. We're about 592. I don't really want to go too much higher than that at this point. What we will do is start heading towards... I kind of want to encourage...
Yes, my lord.
Go start hunting Khazrak again. Now, we will be outnumbered. He'll have more troops, but we will have the better troops. So, here's what we're going to do.
Yes.
Sit and ambush a little bit. And see where we go. So, we'll keep going here. We'll keep just getting as much cash as we can. But essentially, I need to at least start hunting Khazrak from this point. We're around turn 12 now. So these guys are fairly safe now. A full 20 stack is still going to be a tough fight, but not an impossible fight. A tough fight, but not an impossible fight. So that's something. I mean, we're going to get this up to level 3, which will make these guys very, very a lot harder for even a 20 stack, unless you get hit by 2 20 stacks, in which case there's really nothing you can do about that. Just makes them a little less
What does
great,
the Emperor bid?
little less of a fantastic target to pick on, I suppose is the best way to say it. In the meantime, let's go up and see if we can't get an ambush on Kazrak. Emperor Mandrake, the Skaven Slayer, organized a Sewer Watch in the Empire to protect the cities against future Skaven invasions. Since then, its standing and reputation has declined, and today only desperate and poor enlist in the Sewer Watch. Many of its members are former brigands and criminals. Local authorities usually don't ask too many questions, tactically choosing to ignore their past histories of new recruits. The men of the Sewer Watch are the common victims of the conspiracy of silence. Their dubious background is one of the reasons why their reports about ratmen and sewers are usually discarded as exaggeration. And this Sewer Watch will reduce the chance of Skaven raids, and this is because this can cost you a lot of money. So unfortunately, you've got to do it.
Ready, praise Sigma.
Let's have a look here. Where are we at? Norton very, 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 very slowly going up. I'm not going to stress with it. At the moment, we need to go and find Kazrak and kick his bum, if we can.
By Sigma's right. Take up the pace.
My guess is he's down around here somewhere, in hiding more than
This
likely.
will bolster the nation.
He's definitely in this area because he's like the chaos corruption's full on. It's lessened up here, so they're definitely down here somewhere.
Now, yes.
Okay, can't see us as yet.
So,
We'll be able to get away from this.
Protector of the realm.
Interesting.
by the comet. It is for the best. Attack! Moving off!
Who are you at war with, I wonder?
Lord of Britain.
Ah. Well, we pushed him closer to them. Is Marienburg with
comet.
at war with them? Let's find out.
All right.
Yes. Oh, dude. Unless you hide, you're screwed. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'll let it run this turn. Let's see if we can catch him. What's going to happen? There's 3 of us there, so one of us is going to get him, hopefully. And that's my phone going off again. My apologies, guys. Oh, and the Empire's after him as well. Right, it's all on. Kazrag, you naughty, naughty bull, beastman bull. You've attracted a lot of attention. A lot of people dislike you. So exciting. We might actually catch the little prick. No? Hello. Okay. He took a bit of damage there. Yeah, what's is Marienburg going to get in there? This is both of them. This could be interesting. If Marienburg get off their bum and they attack, we might have a chance of taking him out. Or even the Empire. One or the other. Just need one of them to attack him. He would have won that one, but he would have taken a fair bit of damage, is my guess. What are you doing? Yes. Okay, this could be the end. Get in there. Well done. Okay. And he's running. Okay. They're pulling back together. Okay. That's separated the two of them. Oh, Oslin's coming over as well. Everyone wants a piece. Interesting. Now, we should have... Empire should come up. Karl Franz or Reichland should come up before we do our turn. So let's see if he actually engages. Oh, actually, no. I think he's directly after us. So that might be it. We'll see who we've got access to. I'd like to take out Kazrak. I mean, honestly, he would be the bigger, juicier target of the two. However, Marienberg might be able to do that. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay.
What?
I can't quite get to him. I can get to him. And after me, I think the Empire gets to have a go at him. And Marienberg will probably have a go at him too. So... yeah.
To war!
All right. Let's fight this one. Warhead. Yep. Okay. What do we got here? Put these guys on the side. We'll pop them in one. These guys on this side. We'll pop them in two.
Our weapons are yours.
Okay, we're going to want to pop them in the back.
Free company.
Sworn free companies had, yeah, it's fine. All right. In the back, in the back, in the back. Okay, so we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Across the front, like so.
Crossbows ready, General.
Crossbows on the right here.
Ready for war.
Right here.
Missiles will fly.
Into there. The reason I'm doing that is I can then peel these back from there. We'll put these guys in the front lines there.
State troops ready.
These guys are going to sit in the center for anti-large. And
For the Warhammer.
I'll whack these guys off to the left here. Engage those hounds as they come around.
Endures.
Empire, halberd. I mean, we've got all the range here, so we can just kick back a little bit. I'm going to put them over to the right here. And on a slight angle. This way, hang on, like that. This way we'll get full shots, and then we should be able to shoot down the line here. Yeah. As much of an angle as we can. Have on this side a little bit tighter. Free company militia over here just to protect them a little bit. Whoops.
What do you bid?
Yep, okay, so direct line down.
Very well.
Okay, in the front, and let's begin.
By Ulrich's wrath.
Cool.
Cavalry ready.
Move the cavalry up the right, move the cavalry up, sorry, the left, and move the cavalry up the right here.
Mortar! Pick your targets! General, at speed! Go!
Yes, General. Yes, sir, quickly.
There they are.
Emperor's might! What do you bid?
Right. Anti-large, trying to get around the side there. Let's get rid of those.
Send us out. In the name
Actually.
of the twin-tailed comet. Now!
Cool.
Swordsman!
Heal in on them.
Ready for
Swordsman get in there.
finish up!
Shoot down those. Shoot them. Oh, taking a bit of damage here.
Whippers at the ready!
Okay, they're done.
Might.
Wait, let's smack those archers.
Bring it down!
Shoot those guys there. You shoot these guys here.
Soldiers of the Empire!
Dogs are pretty much done. Shoot those guys there.
Ready for war!
Okay, and you can shoot them instead. Okay,
The Heldenhammer!
get in there and take out that
Spearmen!
there. You can move in on those guys. Cross-firing's happening quite well. Yeah. All but done.
We are ready!
Shooting to the rear of these guys.
Free company! Yes, sir!
Face these guys.
Sigma calls!
Shattered, 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 shattered. Okay, kill as many of them as we can.
Militia! Fire! Yes, my lord!
Okay, get on top of them.
Artillery!
Take out as many as we can.
Swordsman!
We serve
Okay.
France.
Go after these guys.
Yes, General!
You go after these guys.
Mortar! Yes, sir! Take aim!
These guys.
Sigma commands!
These guys. Let's speed it up. Cool. Alright, we ended there. So not too bad. We had archer superiority and range superiority, so it was always, and unit superiority, so there was always going to be a foregone conclusion. Yeah, quite good. So we managed to separate the warherds, which was great, and now he's pretty much gone. We should be able. I don't know where he's going to run to. I think he already ran, so he shouldn't be able to. We shall see. Now the Empire hopefully gets off its keister and attacks. He is at war with him, so He should therefore attack him in this next turn, and the Empire should be next. Yeah, we'll take the leadership. Yeah, he's down.
Let us move.